Well, good morning, everybody. It must be Saturday here in the fall of 2022 because we're playing Dungeons and Dragons with some lawyers today. And if you don't know us, we've got Alyte from Legal Bytes as Lima. Am I pronouncing that right? I always forget.
That is absolutely correct.
We've got Rob of Law and Lumber as Ghostblade, Lumber Loss. Always a happy addition to the party. Very enthusiastic, very friendly, outgoing. It's going to be a lot of fun on this episode. And of course, we've got Otter, Gimlet Otter Fiegel, Ian Runkle of the Bailey, who also just a joy to every interaction. Just always happy to be there, always fun. And so if you're with us, we hope you're ready to have some fun. We've got some cliffhangers to resolve. We've got some surprises on this episode. And with that said, we've also, I believe, I don't want to put words in our GM's mouth, are going to have some more interaction with the chat, with you. So tell your friends. We're going to have some fun this morning. Otherwise, let's play some Lawyers and Dragons. I'm handing it off to you, David.
All right.
Is there anything else I forgot? Just add it.
No, that's a perfect introduction. Let's get this show on the road. What is going on, everybody? This is Lawyers and Dragons in episode 3 of our campaign, and we're picking up right where we left off. Last time on Lawyers and Dragons, you guys made it to the city of Eleanor, and you witnessed the centennial tree binding ceremony, and the ball of fire fell from the sky. And with it, this Black Knight who began slaying the mages casting this ceremony. A bunch of other crazy things happened in the crowd. There was a bug of sorts that was drawing on people's fears and kind of attacking them, siphoning their life force with it. There was a group of little creatures that were invading and destroying a shop that you guys dispatched. You also dispatched the bug. And then, of course, Lumberloss came into contact with a little mysterious creature that was picking gold out of the pockets of people running away, fleeing. And Lumberloss cut a deal with that creature and took half the loot of gold.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Frickin' gremlin.
As we continue from there, you guys ended up facing the Black Knight, and, well,
we did well. No?
I mean, no? Speak for yourself.
I mean, that's certainly... It's all about perspective, right? So we're gonna say yes, and because you're still alive, but Otter and Lima are currently downed. They are at 0 hit points. Ghostblade and Nobody also took a heap of damage, and we're gonna pick up right there, right in the heat of that, where Nobody, this Black Knight, who you do not recognize his armor, you do not recognize the sword that he is using, has just leaned down over to you and said, "Good to see you, brother."
Brother? Who are you?
And with that, he's just going to turn and start walking away from you.
Can I stand up, grab him by the shoulder, spin him back around?
I'll need a strength check. He's really big. Lumberloss, you're seeing this if he's going to do that.
I'm saying no. Bad idea.
I gotta see.
Brother.
Oh, brother.
What does a 1? What does that 1 do for us?
Nobody. As you reach out and place your hand upon his armor, you feel a burning sensation in your hand, and you have to let go immediately.
Okay.
So strong.
He continues walking away, and he just looks back over his shoulder at you and says, "We'll meet again soon." And then with that, casts a spell and disappears from sight. The tree behind you practically burned to the ground completely. And so we are completely out of initiative. And just to recap, Otter is still down. Lima is still down. Lumberloss, you just watched this interaction happen, though you may not have completely heard that little final "we'll meet again." And what I'd like to do is introduce another person to our cast right now.
Surprise!
Who is joining us from the crowd. Let's go ahead and bring in on civil law Blackleaf, Kurt.
Hey.
Welcome to Lawyers and Dragons.
It's a pleasure to be here.
It's funny, Kurt, your background looks familiar.
All right,
I know
so
where that is.
What is happening here? We've got another person from the crowd joining us up on the whatever it is, podium.
Blackleaf, as you are standing in the crowd, you've just watched all of this commotion happen. You've seen those creatures that were like siphoning the energy out of people. They were like, think Dementors from Harry Potter. That would be the easiest explanation. But you're standing in the crowd, looking at all of this, and you just watch this group of people run up and fight the Black Knight. Mm-hmm. You watch two of them collapse. What do you do?
All right, so I'd like to run to the people that have collapsed and touch them.
And
that's not creepy at all.
How so?
I'm going to use my ability, spare the dying, in order to prevent them from dying.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
Design. Nice.
So the first one that you're going to come into contact with is Otter, and as you place your hand down and cast that cantrip, Otter, you feel this sense of feeling come back. You wake up from being unconscious, and you have 1 hit point, and you are returned to the land of the living.
So this
Otter,
actually it's healing as opposed to just making our death saves.
It's stables. It's spare the dying stabilizes you at 1 hit point.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Good job, Blackleaf.
Yeah. And then I'll run up, of course, to the other one and do the same.
Well, before you do that, what I would like is if you could describe yourself for what Otter sees when he comes to.
Okay, so I am a dragonborn. So you see the figure of a dragon humanoid standing up. It appears to be relatively young, with a friendly smile. Big grin. Showing off all those magical dragon teeth.
Do I see this?
Give you a perception check.
Ooh, sure.
You are definitely very preoccupied right now with the Black Knight. So it's...
Yes, I'm a little taken up. All right, that is an 8 plus a 4 for 12.
Yeah, from the corner of your eye, you're definitely going to see. You see somebody has approached Gimlet and has reached down and has touched him.
Okay. Thank you.
Gimlet
And as he's waking up, I'll say, can't see you sleeping on the job. Better get back to it.
Gimlet shakes his head a little and says, "Didn't see you doing all."
Sounds like Gimlet.
It's early for Gimlet. Gimlet doesn't do well in the morning.
Or the
Also
evening.
the afternoons. Yeah. Really, there's like this little tiny window between like 9 and 9:10 that he's okay.
I'd like to know, what is Lumberlost doing at this point? You have like a total view of this entire battlefield going on right now.
No one to murder. What am I doing? I'm pretty much just taking this in, trying to figure out if these people are friends, if they are not friends. I'm keeping my distance. I don't really want to interact too much because I just saw someone who was previously touching my shoulder go and get completely annihilated by a Black Knight. 2 people just got unconscious, and now there's a dragon, and I have no idea what's going on. Also, I have half a bag of gold that I'm holding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to be clear, you're still holding the bag of gold. You didn't put that down. You've still got that in hand.
He tried to kill the bug with the bag of gold. He's not putting it down now.
Unsuccessfully
And
multiple
I
times.
guess I should have mentioned my scales have a greenish hue.
Oh, green dragonborn. All right.
Blackleaf, yes, you've successfully spared the dying on Gimlet, and you run ahead to Lima, and you cast spare the dying again.
Yes.
Okay, Lima, you awaken with 1 hit point. You are back to the land of the living, and as you look up, you see Blackleaf, the Dragonborn, standing there over you. Though you may not know his name, you see everything that he just described a second ago.
Am I dead?
You are not dead. You
Okay.
are very much back in the world of the living. I hope you like it here.
This is just a friendly green dragonborn. This is great.
Okay.
Lumber Loss and Nobody, you have now you now see your companions are awake again.
Oh, companions is that's a stretch.
Well, we're all on the same screen, so I'm going to go with companions.
I'm holding a
think I
bag
had
of
some
gold.
clarity.
No
Yeah.
one is a companion when I'm holding a bag of stolen gold.
He's actually not even introduced himself yet.
Yes, that's fair.
Well, I am stunned. I'm working through some things, but I do come over, and as I'm wont to do, nobody. I come over to this green dragonborn, and I say quietly, not in my usual exuberance. You lifted them up. Are you a friend?
Gimlet just sort of goes and rubs his temple.
Yeah, friend.
Did anyone see any whiskey in this? And he just sort of gestures to the chaos.
Give me an investigation check.
Who's doing it?
Gimlet.
Okay.
24.
Oh,
Most of Gimlet just saying that, but he will if he sees that. He will go grab that.
as you look down, you see like a half-drunk bottle of whiskey, just kind of like laying on its side over in the corner.
Yeah, Gimlet will pick that up, sort of wipe the mouth of it a little bit to make that a little less, and then just rely on it being whiskey to kill germs. Take a pull on that.
So, Blackleaf, how will you answer Nobody, who has just asked you if you are a friend?
Well, whenever I see people who have just fallen down, man, I just want to pick them up again.
Brings a smile to my face and a twinkle to my eye, and I open my arms up for a big hug.
Plus, I'm not a fan of that jackass who just destroyed the tree. So, since you seem to be fighting him, we can consider ourselves friends.
Friend.
And
This is
nobody
the first person that has
has
responded positively
his
to the friend question.
Lumberloss, Lumberloss and Lima, I need you to roll me perception checks.
All
Oh
right.
my.
Perception. Oh, okay, mine is a 15 plus 3, 18.
Okay.
And a 10 plus 4, 14.
14. So both of you are going to notice that, because again, the tree is just burnt to a crisp. All of this is there's still tons of commotion, people running back and forth. There's smoke everywhere. Like, this is still a battleground of sorts. And as you guys are looking up and you're looking around, Lumberloss, you are going to see off in the distance a group of what looks like just normal people are now crowding and crossing the bridge back over to the same platform you are on. Lima, you are going to also see the same crew of people. This is the same group of people that are coming back in your direction. They do not look happy. They look very upset, almost mournful, looking at the tree.
Last time that you said "looks like" did not go well for me.
He learns
What are you
quick.
talking about?
What do you guys do? You are all still standing here, and basically you are now at the center point of attention. So I'd like to know from each of you, what do you want to do?
Well, I'm looking at a group that I have 4 hit points. I don't know what Lumberlost has. Lima and Otter have 1 each. We've got a new Dragonborn. I think I would like to get off the center stage and see if there's a place to rest and otherwise recuperate from what we just did.
Seeing as I almost just died, same.
Yeah, I mean, some personal time with the whiskey is also a good thing.
And I've got a
Whatever
proposal.
Gimlet needs.
So I rush up to the crowd, not the crowd, to these group of companions on screen, and I say, let's save the introductions
Did
for
you hear
later.
that, everybody?
Let's save the introductions for later. I take the bag of gold and I throw it in the direction of the people that look very angry. The gold bag explodes, gold scatters on the ground, and then we scurry off.
Hold on. Rob, I love it when you do this. By the way, this is fantastic. So,
So
Rob,
this
after you get to I throw the bag at the crowd, it's not up to you anymore, man.
I know.
So, so to be clear, you are going to throw the bag of gold at the crowd.
You don't
When
even
he
know
comes
what they're
back, he's-
mournful over.
My internet just buffered.
Oh.
He has a very specific worldview on, humanity and classes and everything else. It's even though they've been murdered, even though they've been attacked by a giant black knight, even though their tree is dead, the bag of gold is gonna distract him.
Generally speaking, it works.
See?
All right. So what I need is for you to give me a dexterity check, not a saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, that was a bad one. I didn't want to do that. Hang on. Dexterity check.
Yeah.
Not good.
So
That's a 7
firstly,
total.
are all of you moving together? It seems like Lumberloss has definitely taken the lead here, and he's moving ahead of you. Are you all going to follow him?
Sure.
I don't think we know who he is, so he's just this guy who ran up, said introductions later, and then threw money at a crowd. And Gimlet's just going to sort of look at this, take a pull of his whiskey, and just be like, "What?"
I'm sticking with Gimlet, who's my friend.
I will
So-
say, I mean, I also saw this guy fighting with us against the big knight person, right? So to me,
Did we?
it's like, I think so, right? Didn't we all kind of see each other there?
Yeah, you all would have seen each other at that point.
He
Yeah.
kept saying, "Don't do that to me." I mean, that's what I remember most from my interactions.
Hey, I can go about my thievery.
Well, as you throw this bag, and you had intended that it explodes, as you throw it, it just kind of lands in place. So there's just a giant now sack of gold sitting there, not exposed. No one knows that it's gold. It just looks like you toss this bag at the crowd,
Yep.
and
Give
nothing
little cast
happens with
mage
it.
hand
If I
Give a
can
little
if
cat
that
mage hand
gremlin
to sort
ever
of pick
comes
that up
back,
and-
oh,
and pick that up and bring that over to me.
What is
This is
Blackleaf doing at this
fantastic.
point?
Heroes all, everybody.
Well, I'm certainly noticing this, that he's throwing this pack into the crowd and wondering what the hell is going on, and that Legolas is picking it up again. So I'm trying to figure
Hey,
out what the hell is going on at the
Gimlet.
moment.
Gimlet.
What's a gnome?
Yeah. So, you were going to watch as a hand reaches down and begins lifting this bag. It's a magical hand.
I guess I'll say something like, "Hey, forgot something important there."
No, there's a
Give a
magical
little
hand
sort of
pick
tap
up.
on or tap Blackleaf and say, "Let him go, let him go."
Gimlet, as you lift this bag, you notice immediately that it is actually pretty heavy, even though it's coming from with the mage hand. There's a lot of weight to this bag.
Well, I'll
If he's
bring it
picking
over
up a
to
bag
me
full of
and
gold, can
have
I
a
hear
look
the
at
coin?
it.
Give me a perception check, Blackleaf.
All right, let's see.
For the
Just
record,
click on
Gimlet, this is why I
perception,
thought
right?
you'd loot that store.
What do I do to do that? Oh, here, no. Yeah, okay, click on perception, right? And it rolls as 18. Plus 2, it's
yeah.
20.
That's
So
there's
y-
textbook abandonment.
Blackleaf, you are going to hear.
Please, let's hear about the loss of magic gold bags as they interact with Mage Hand.
From the person who breaks every one of them.
Blackleaf, you are going to hear the little jingle of coins cascading against each other inside of the bag. At which point, Lumberloss, as you're making your way around away from the crowd, and only I think Lima is kind of following you from the back, you're going to hear people saying from the crowd, "Hey, is that him over there? Is that the guy?" And all of you are going to see people kind of pointing towards Lumberloss.
Oh, I don't like this. Because I also don't know what I'm doing.
I would just still observe. If I'm hearing that and they're pointing at Lumberloss, I'm curious, but I'm not joining him.
Gimlet's going to make sure he's got the bag and then watch this just to try to see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna throw out a message towards Lumberlust. It's just gonna be like, "What did you do?" Just to send towards Lumberlust, and you can. So you'll hear that. You can respond.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So Dungeons and Dragons, right? So our gnome friend here is sending a psychic message to Lumberloss asking this question.
Oh,
Yeah, say
so I just
magical
heard that in
message.
my head.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
hear that in your head.
Is this a normal occurrence?
Give me a history check. Roll history. Let's find out together.
13.
You know that there is magic involved, and you know that it is one of the people you were just fighting the Black Knight with, though you do not know which one.
Sure.
Huh.
It's me.
So I turn back around and I basically say, "Who's talking?" To the group. And the group apparently just sits there and says nothing. Or
The group goes silent.
I don't
There's only
know
one of us
what you're
that can
talking
answer
about.
that.
No one said
Maybe we'll cast
anything.
another message. It's just like you seem to
I
have a
just
lot
want to
of
know
heat
why
on
you're
your
throwing
friends.
away money.
Oh, that money was nothing but bad for me. I tried to kill a bug with it. It didn't go well. I tried to kill it
Saw
again. It also didn't go well. I had to stab a gremlin to get it. The gremlin appeared to be dead, was not
Stabbed
dead.
a
Then I had to
gremlin?
stab it again. I'm telling this to the group.
Well, don't you have like an angry mob chasing you right now?
Yeah, which is why I suggested that we leave.
Well,
Well, no, I mean that's
Sounds
my
like
problem.
the
not
problem
really
is more
yours.
personal.
Yes,
than
it does.
the
does.
groups.
It's fine.
Do you need
Well,
a friend?
if you've got a gold bag being burned to you, I'm certainly happy to help out with that problem as well.
Hey,
I think there are a
good
lot
for
of people
you.
that would be happy.
Yeah. Well, that gold will bring you better luck than it brought me.
Excellent.
Give him
I
what
go to
says-
reach to take the bag.
By the way, who are you?
Oh, my name is
Gimlet sort of-
Blackleaf.
Excellently asked.
And as I said, I
Gimlet
don't like
shakes
people
his
who
head
hurt
and says-
trees.
No, not Blackleaf. Who's Lumberlaws?
Oh, that guy. I'm sorry.
Gimlet shakes his head and says, "We'll talk, friend. Let's find an inn and
And Lumberloss is offering no information about why a mob.
No,
might
I
have
just say Ghostblade. There's no other information, just Ghostblade.
Okay.
Ghostblade. Ooh, scary.
is there an
Any-
inn that ain't burned to the ground at this point?"
Uh,
Gimlet is asking the group to.
I actually need all of you to roll a perception check.
All right.
Sure.
Perception.
Perception.
I've got a
19 plus
3.
3.
Gimlet is not good at seeing over crowds.
13.
I've got a 22.
Okay.
14.
Okay. And what did Lumberloss get?
15.
15. So Lumberloss, Nobody, and Lima, you will all see that coming at the behind that crowd of people are armed guards coming over the bridge behind them, like in a
That
marching
usually-
order.
Have
That's
you had
never
any
a good
problems
sign.
with the law? Ghostblade.
I generally don't like armed guards. And I imagine that our little wizard friend who I do believe I saw him taking stuff from that burning building.
You wouldn't have seen anything. That's inside a building.
Well, he walked out of there with stuff.
In my pockets.
Well, that's true.
No, you're right, Ghostblade. He did take stuff from the register. I was there.
See? Thank you, Nobody, for verifying it.
Oh, it's no problem.
Yep. See?
Well,
You have a
I don't
snitch.
know about any of this, but I typically don't like very strong hierarchical structures, so I'm not exactly in favor of these armed guards coming either.
Gimlet is not discussing
very
this. Gimlet
self-aware.
is just, when people mention that there's the armed guards, he's like, I'm sure we'll run into each other again later, and he starts making his way the other way.
Ooh, I follow Gimlet.
Armed guards that's no bueno.
I'm happy to leave as well.
Seeing the reaction of my new friends, I'd like to try to go towards the guards and see if I can convince them to go in a different direction than the one they're currently heading.
How big is this dragonborn creature?
That's a good question. How tall are you, Blackleaf?
I'm 6'4".
Okay, he's 6'4". He's pretty tall.
Is he convinced, Blackleaf, are you convincing them nicely or are you convincing them not nicely?
No, I'm just going to convince them that what they're looking for is somewhere else.
These are not the droids you're looking for?
Basically, yeah.
So all of you are going to be making your way towards the other bridge first, or are you going to try to move through the crowd, Gimlet? Since you're basically leading at this point.
Which direction is the other?
So there's
bridge?
two. There's two bridges. There's the one to the east, one to the west. They are crossing the one to the east.
Then let's head the other way.
So the west is where there was the burning shop before.
Okay. Do we see there's no guards coming from that direction?
There is no one. There is just like a ruckus going on over there. People still running around, but there's no mob coming from that direction. It is
Right.
You'll be moving into what is considered like low town in this city.
That's our path then.
Okay, so
Where
Gimlet
the guards
and
aren't.
Gimlet, Nobody, and Lima start advancing towards the West Bridge. Lumberlost, are you following them?
Yep.
Okay,
They're
so-
getting out of there. That was I wanted to get out of there, period.
Blackleaf, the mob of people crosses over the bridge, and they still have line of sight on the rest of the group, and they're pointing and saying, I think that's them. That's them right there. And the
Okay.
guards come fast approaching and just like kind of start pushing through. They begin pushing through that mob of people, and then they step into the front. You see them. What do you do?
I say, where are you guys all marching in a hurry? I think the person that you're looking for, they attacked a tree, and they have disappeared, and they headed that way.
Dragonborn believes the best in people.
Question. Do you genuinely believe what you're saying, or are you lying?
Oh, I'm lying.
Deception check. If you believed it, it would be a persuasion check.
10.
The guards are not going to stop in front of you. They are just going to keep going and they're going to walk past and say, step aside. Step aside, citizen.
Okay, well, I think you guys are... okay, can I... how about this? Let me try... Can I detect his thoughts? Can
Detect
I cast
thoughts?
a spell to detect his thoughts?
Yeah, you can cast Detect Thoughts. And I think I have to roll for that.
It's a 13 wisdom save, looks like.
Let's see.
I'm imagining his thoughts are going to be relating to... Probably, because it detects the foremost thoughts of his mind, which is probably related to the person he's trying to find.
He is going to fail with a 12. And you're going to understand and interpret his thoughts as those people over there are not from the city, and they were working with the Black Knight, and we must arrest them.
No problem. I am now going to cast my my ability of encode thoughts, now that I've detected his thoughts, and I'm going to change his memory so that he believes now that the person he's looking for has headed the direction I previously pointed in.
And he's going to roll another save to see. And oh my gosh, he rolled a 10?
You just can... Oh, this is awesome.
There are 4 guards marching. They're holding pikes. They're moving in a line, a marching order. And one of them that told you, step aside, citizen, is going to stop and just turn for a second. And now the crowd is like moving very quickly, and the crowd very much like connects with him and is kind of moving him along, and he's looking around. And now the crowd has stopped in place as the other guards are turning around and saying, what are you doing? We have to keep going. Look, they're going to get away. And the guard's going to look back and be like, are we sure we know the entire situation? I think the Black Knight went that way. And he's going to point in the direction that you just pointed to.
Wow.
These are not the droids that you're looking for.
Exactly.
Leonardo DiCaprio as Blackleaf.
The rest of you, as you get across the bridge, you're going to see that the building that was on fire, the fire has stopped, but the building is basically destroyed at this point. But the fire is completely stopped. None of the other buildings in this center, there's a courtyard here. None of the other buildings have really been damaged, but there's a lot of commotion going on. And you're going to notice that there are 3 main buildings in front of you. One of them seems to be an armor shop. One of them is an inn, and then one of them is a tavern. And
We know
so
where Otter wants to go.
collectively,
Yep.
where do you guys go?
Tavern?
Does Otter just start randomly walking towards the tavern?
Pretty much, yes.
I stick with Gimlet.
Does this tavern look like it's also got rooms?
It looks like it's just a small tavern. The inn is next door to it. It's a different building.
All right, let's go to the inn instead then. We need a place to be off the street.
I'm sticking close
Can't
behind
argue with
Gimlet.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you guys will go and approach the inn, and you're going to look up it, and the name above it says Candle Hearth Inn.
Brains hasn't gotten to this one yet.
He's like a very aggressive chain that's just like buying up places and taking them over. You're suddenly there.
Is there a brains representative negotiating with the owner to try and purchase
It's a zombie in a suit.
with a big
Briefcase.
suitcase of gold?
Acquisition of brains. Yes.
Yeah, the Brains Acquisition Brigade.
Brains LTD.
Okay, Candleheart.
Yeah, Candle Hearth Inn.
Gimlet will walk in, and is there somebody who seems like they're taking, who's running the place?
As you
I
walk
don't know
in,
if they have a front desk at this place or not.
so there is a front desk, but there's no one in here. No one that you see in here. You all step inside.
Well, we did just have a massacre outside, so
Well,
Brains
friends,
is trying to buy
time
up the
to check in. So Gimlet will, if there's nobody here, Gimlet will just sort of pull a coin out, set it on the desk there, and then head upstairs.
As you approach the desk, you see that there's somebody hiding underneath the counter, like hiding under the table.
Oh no.
Boy, we need a room. How much is a room for the night?
Who are?
Excuse me, multiple rooms? I'm not staying with any of you.
Seem all
we're-
trustworthy to me.
I need a room. I don't know what they need, but I need a room.
We're closed for business.
Gimlet, he needs a friend. He doesn't need to be put upon by your room requests.
Gimlet puts a coin down,
My
and then he
my friend,
puts
our
another one on
courtesy-
top of it and says,
our
"Tell me
courtesy
when
is
you're
humble-
open, friend."
Humble accommodation. Surely you can accommodate us.
Um,
We're happy group. Plus, we can pay you.
just like kind of peeking out from underneath the counter there is another gnome who just peeks out and like then stands up and is eye line level with Gimlet and just says, don't you see what's going on outside? We're closed. We're closed. You might want to take your goal somewhere else.
We do,
My
friend.
friend,
We
there's
do.
no reason to worry. We're going to.
Which
we
other
are-
somewhere else exactly?
Oh, I don't know. No, I don't know. But not here.
Can we see the keys behind this desk?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I
There's
wanna go
keys
take the
hanging
keys.
up.
We don't ghost
we gotta
play.
get-
We
you know,
don't. We can talk to
B,
this
A
person.
to
We
B,
don't have
A
to
to B.
steal.
Gimlet will switch to Gnomish, and he's just going to know. We just need a place to stay. We're not going to be any bother. Take the money, give the keys, and then we're out of your hair.
Because you're speaking Gnomish, roll persuasion with advantage.
Yeah, persuasion is not my strong suit, but we will
With
give it a go.
advantage.
All right. So first roll is 11. And
Okay.
second roll is 13.
On a 13, the gnome is going to look up at you and is still very taken aback and is not fully on board yet, but then says, okay. Fine. Also, noticing that Lumberloss is walking around the counter and just like looks up at Lumberloss, very kind of scared, and then grabs the keys and then just trembling puts them down on the counter.
And like this is a great big bag of gold that we've got from Lumberlass, correct?
It's a very heavy bag of gold, yes.
So Gimlet's going to sort of grab another 5 gold pieces and says, "Now there's some people looking around. If they come in here, you're very forgetful today. You understand me?" He sort of presses the gold into the other gnome's hands.
I
I love that super chat, by the way.
didn't even see you. Yeah, that's right.
Axe, you've been closed all day. Nobody in or out. Yes.
Well, we shut down once the tree was attacked.
Good man. And then Gimlet's going to sort of give a pull and tell everyone and start heading up the stairs towards the room.
Okay,
But
Blackleaf,
before
Yes.
we do, I want to turn to him and say, just understand, in case that isn't enough, and then I'll use thaumaturgy to slam the door behind us.
Nice.
Roll intimidation check with advantage for thaumaturgy slamming of the door.
Okay.
My gosh.
14 plus 5, 19.
No.
That's the first one.
The gnome is petrified.
So it's 19.
The building shakes as the door.
Look, I almost died. I've got 1 point of life. I need some rest. Cranky.
Oh my gosh. The heroes, what? Yes, the gnome is terrified of you, and you guys all have... he gives you 2 keys for 2 rooms. There's a staircase to the right that goes upstairs to the rooms. Blackleaf, cutting to Blackleaf. Blackleaf, you're still over towards that crowd, that mob that's continuing. And the mob is continuing to try to push through. And it's kind of creating a little bit of a commotion between the guards, who are, most of them are just trying to advance and go and find this group. But now there is this conflict with the mob that's trying to get through, and the guards who are trying to catch up with their guy, and their guy is convinced that they're going the wrong way now. What do you do?
I'd like to try to ensure that I'd like to ensure first that the guards are going the direction they are. So I guess I'll try to talk to the crowd. Be like, "Hello, friends. You know, this has surely been a day of adventure, hasn't it? But there's nothing to fear anymore. The person that has caused this tree to be harmed has disappeared, and I'm sure the city guard will find them soon. So no reason to worry, friends. We're all friends here."
This is the friendliest dragon I have ever.
I need a performance check for that.
All right, let's see. 7.
Oh no.
The crowd is not gonna stop there. Then you start hearing, not only did they burn our tree down, they took our gold too.
Excuse me.
They pickpocketed us and then burned our tree down.
Well, my friends, the person who burned your tree down has apparated away. Is that black knight guy that has caused this harm to you? The guard are going. I think the guard obviously know where they're going. I think you should go and help them.
No, I think I want my grandmother's golden amulet back. It was a
who
locket.
Is that like a goblin that's yelling that, or is that just
Just a guy, just a really, he's a guy.
He just smokes a lot.
He just smokes a lot. The crowd is all chiming in with different voices, and Blackleaf, I need you to roll a perception check for me.
Okay.
Blackleaf, as you're looking at this crowd, and all of them are kind of yelling at you. 12?
Yeah.
On a 12, you're going to notice that there is something very small, a creature of sorts, moving through the crowd.
This never ends
Okay.
well.
I will continue to watch it.
I mean, I don't think this has started well.
The creature
Well, not happening here.
the creature is only like a couple of feet tall, and it's moving around like through the crowd, and it seems to be like kind of skipping of sorts in place as it moves around people. What do you do?
I will just continue observing until there's a reason for me not to.
Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana. Ooh, I haven't used that one in a long time. Let's see.
Lady Magdala.
18 plus 2, 20.
220. Blackleaf. As you look down, you watch as a creature is moving through the crowd against the crowd. So the crowd's coming over the bridge. This creature's going the other way through it. And it just seems to be waving its finger around. And it seems like there are spells flying out from its hand and hitting the temples of the people in the mob.
Someone else manipulating memories. Okay. I will try to... Let me do detect thoughts on the creature. See what it's trying to do.
Okay. The creature is going to roll a nat 20 to save. So you
Alright.
cannot detect its thoughts. But in that moment, the creature stops in its place from skipping and just turns around and looks at you. And you see a creature that has long pointed ears and a wide grin with jagged-like teeth. And it just turns and looks at you and lifts its little top hat, which has a giant hole in the top of it. It just lifts its top hat and disappears.
Did he have a hole in his neck?
Give me a perception check, Blackleaf.
Okay, let me see. Perception. 11.
There is a hole in his neck.
Okay.
You're in the tavern. You don't know anything about this ghost
Nope,
blade.
no clue.
No.
No clue.
Cutting back to the group. So you guys have your keys, and I'd like to know what you are doing now, where you are going. You
I am
haven't
going
rested.
to try to comfort this gnome that has been terrorized by the people that I walked in with.
I knew it.
Okay.
I am single-mindedly wanting to get to my room for tea and meditation. That's all I
Okay.
need. That's all I want.
Lumber
Gimlet
loss.
is going to head up the
Gimlet.
stairs.
Okay.
I hesitate. I look back at nobody who's trying to comfort this gnome. I look down in shame / confusion, grab my key and walk upstairs to try and regain my composure.
Okay. You go upstairs to the room. So to be clear, 3 of you have gone upstairs. Nobody, you are still downstairs. We'll tackle that first. So nobody, the rest of the group has gone upstairs to their rooms. And it's just you and the gnome who's standing there. And the gnome just like slowly backs away and puts their back to the wall. It's just staring daggers at you.
I'm not going to do anything. Do you have a name, friend?
And the gnome like looks down and very tremblingly grabs their name tag. Valis, my name is Valis.
Hey, Valis. Hey, I want to be your friend. You know that. My friends. Are you familiar with the term hangry?
You know, when somebody's like, hey, I want to be your friend, that's normally how you wake up in a bathtub full of ice missing a kidney.
They
Oh, wait,
they get very upset when they're tired and hungry. We had a little bit of an interaction outside with a fellow. It went poorly. They didn't mean anything by it. Please don't be scared. Is there any other reason you're scared outside of us being terrifying as we came in?
Well, we were all gathered here for there were so many people, and they were all here, and this was a big business event for us. But then the tree was
business
attacked.
event? A business
Yes.
event? What kind of business event? The tree?
Well, the tree means travelers, and people would come here and need a place to stay. But then the tree was attacked.
It was horrifying, wasn't it? I was
Yes.
scared. Did you get a chance to make a wish?
No, we didn't get to make a wish at all. And all of the people that had rented rooms have run away.
That's awful. That is so awful. Well, I want you to know that as long as I'm here, they're not going to do anything to attack you. They're not going to do anything to harm you. We're going to get out of your hair as soon as possible. Is there anything I can do for you?
Are you planning on restructuring this business?
It does appear to be a low
I've
asset
heard about
value.
mergers and acquisitions.
Like, is there chapter 11 in this world? Can we get
You know-
back up and moving?
Let's be honest. We're probably going to restructure this place to the ground.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be more of a destructuring.
As I said, my friends are just tired and hungry.
Well, Gimlet's already headed upstairs.
I know,
Gimlet's
I
not
know.
saying any of this.
No, there's nothing you could do for me now. I'll just stay here. We'll get everything open and running again. There is the tavern next door. If your friends need food, we don't have anything here, but you could go there.
Is there any chance that I could get you to go get some of that food and drink and bring it back here? We're going to take care of you. All right, Valis? But if you could bring that here, it would be really easy for us. We could get a little bit more rest, and that would be a little bit better.
I need a persuasion check.
Sure. How about a 24?
Oh.
I
Some condiments with the food, too, apparently?
and all of a sudden, like he's just going to like have a pep in his step, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, okay, we're friends. Sure, I'll
friends.
I'll
We're
go
all
and
together.
and get some food for you and hangry people."
Come
He's
back.
coming back
I
with
know
all the
they're
cards.
hangry. We're gonna get over it. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much. We'll come back down in a little bit.
Cutting back over to Blackleaf real quick. Blackleaf, you just saw that creature disappear that I had just mentioned, and those people that had just been struck in the temples begin getting angry, and they start shoving and getting mad, and they begin shoving. Now they are pushing through, and some of them will begin to break through, and the crowd is now passing over. They've made it to the other side of the bridge.
How many
The bridge
people
is-
are there?
is- A crowd of upwards of anywhere between 30 to 40 people, and there's still more coming from the main city over onto this bridge.
Okay. Let's try this then. Let's try Let's try. If there's people coming over the bridge, then I would like to try to see if I can separate the group that's already there from the group that's over the bridge to get the number smaller. So
Okay.
towards that end, I'd like to join the group and see if I can see. All right, friends, you guys seem to know what direction we're going, so let's run that direction as fast as we can.
Just, I love Blackleaf / Puff the Magic.
Follow me.
Puff the magic dragon.
I need whatever it is that he is selling.
Quietly an MVP here.
Very positive.
Blackleaf, give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
And are you actually running in that direction?
Yeah. Not too good. 2 + 5 on that one. That's 7. It's basically a fail.
Run off alone.
Are you running towards the main city, or are you running towards the low city, which is where everybody else is?
I'm going to run in the direction it seemed like they were already naturally headed, because that was my
Okay.
objective.
They are
Try
now
to keep
running.
off some of the members from the rest of the group.
They are now, they're moving. There's still that barricade there, but people are getting through as there's a break in the barricade, and you start running in the direction that those people are running in, towards the other bridge, but no one follows you.
Okay.
So you're taking off, and you're like running next to somebody else who's also running, and they're gonna look at you and like kind of like second glance, make eye contact with you.
Okay. I think in that event, I think I'd like to just continue running in that direction and run ahead, and try to get in front of the group that's heading and see how many people. If I could get, like, say, half a mile or more, somewhere between like a half a mile or a mile in front of where the group seems to be heading, and
Okay.
then try to wait and see how many people come my way.
All right, so give me an athletics check, and then we'll jump back to the rest of the group.
Okay. Athletics. Roll. 7.
7. You are going to be running neck and neck with that guy that I had mentioned a second ago.
All right. Come
you're
on,
jogging
friends,
along.
we can pace it together.
The guy is, as you say that, the guy is going to look at you, and he's not going to respond verbally. You're just going to see his eyes glow yellow, and then return back to normal.
Okay. Noted.
Well, that's
Almost
not
like a,
creepy at all.
almost like a gold color.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Noted.
This happy-go-lucky 6'5"
I
green
know.
dragon will pace
I
it
know.
together.
And cutting back to the main group, Lima, you've entered into the room, your room, and I'd like to know, what are you doing?
I am taking a pot of tea out of my bag and heating it up, and I am sitting and meditating on the floor with a pot of tea in front of me.
Okay, you are, as you are meditating, give me an Arcana check.
Ooh.
18.
Nice. So, Lima, as you're sitting there and resting and processing everything that has just happened, you're going to notice a couple of things. And the first thing is going to be that the necklace that you have, the amulet that was glowing, it was hot to the warm to the touch, is no longer glowing. The magic around that has dissipated, and it has returned to its normal state.
Interesting.
Okay.
And as you're making your pot of tea, and as you're pouring the tea, you're going to notice something on your hand. Do you look at it?
Yeah. Yeah.
There looks to be, right on the palm of your hand, right here on the padding here, you're going to notice that there is what looks like a tattoo of sorts now on your palm that you had not seen before. It's a little
what does it
black
look like?
tattoo of a leaf. It's a leaf.
Okay.
And that's all you
That's-
notice about it.
That's mildly creepy.
This is strange. I
That's like a
have
7 on the creepifying scale.
I've
Like what?
I've
7?
I've never had a tattoo before. I've never consciously gotten one, nor have I ever gotten one without my my consent. So this is a little bit concerning.
There's no pain or anything. You didn't know.
Okay.
It's just now there is just this little tattoo right here.
Okay. Do we know what kind of a leaf?
It's a black leaf.
That would be up to your interpretation.
Okay.
I would let
Okay.
you choose that.
So
Uh,
she passes
let's
out
make
the
it
crowd and wakes up with a tattoo.
let's make it an oak leaf.
Okay. Yeah, you have a
Are we
little oak
talking
leaf.
Pin oak,
Okay.
white oak, red oak.
Oh no, lawn lumber.
Law number has entered the chat.
Lawn lumber has entered the chat.
You need to know a lot more about that.
Speaking of lawn lumber loss. You enter into the room. What do you do?
Contemplating how I screwed up killing that gremlin.
So you're going to basically rest and kind of meditate on it?
Rest and meditate.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
19.
Lumber Loss, as you sit there and contemplate everything that has happened, you come to realize that is not a creature you've ever faced before.
Hmm.
You've heard of magical creatures, you've seen magical creatures, but you've never fought anything that is as sentient and aware of itself and conscious of its actions like that. And the creature seems very malicious.
You don't say.
But it has a little
To be
top
fair,
hat.
so are we. So
And Lumberloss, as you consider this and consider that it also knew your name,
Oh, yeah, it did.
and you did not give your name.
I did not.
And Lumberloss,
Like
as you're
self-protection.
sitting there going through all this, and you look down on your hand, and you'll see a little tattoo of a leaf on your hand,
Which one?
your right hand.
Okay, the one without 6 fingers. Just kidding. That was a joke.
The 6-fingered man. Oh no.
At this point, not surprising.
Yeah. Right hand, little leaf. That's funny. That's a red oak leaf. It's got the points, the sharp angles.
Clearly red. All right, so it sounds to me like that's not Blackleaf's doing because Ghostblade wasn't down. So, all right.
Gimlet, you enter into your room.
Do we all have separate rooms, or were there two?
They only
rooms?
put 2 keys on the table.
All
So
right.
would you enter into the same room as Lumberloss? Because
I-
Lima would go into one of the rooms, open it, and I assume lock.
Lima will
The
mess
door?
you up if you try to go in that room, Gimlet.
Yeah, she looked really not happy.
I might use thaumaturgy to keep you out, actually.
I might not give you the key then. But yeah, no, he'll go into the same room as Lumberloss, I guess.
So the room is kind of split into 2. So as you'll enter, you'll see in like kind of towards the back of the room, Lumberloss is kind of sitting there meditating quietly, and you haven't really broken his attention.
Well, no reason to. Well, I might break his attention a little bit. Where is nobody right now?
Well, I was just comforting the gnome. I
Yeah.
don't think I've moved really from there after we had our conversation.
Do we have food yet?
Then I probably
Okay,
can't
all right.
bar the door yet.
I'm the only one taking
All
care
right.
of the food situation, so you relax.
This business does need reorganization.
Gimlet, what do you do?
Gimlet's going to pour out a flask of oil just in front of the door, and he's like, "Don't get comfortable. This won't last. This won't last us long."
And Lumberloss, you hear that?
Do I hear that when he says it?
Yeah, because he's
We're
in the same room as you.
And what
And
is
he's
the?
talking
I'm
to
asking
you.
him. What is the oil supposed to do?
Someone comes in the door. Hopefully, they end up on their arse.
Oh, okay.
Buys us maybe a second or two. And then he'll go up to the window and he'll sort of secure a grappling hook to the window, but not put the rope out at this point.
You've lived a life, Gimlet.
Do you have a name? Do you have a name, my imbibing, rather funny accented friend?
What's this? You're saying, I have a funny accent, friend.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
rich. You're the one with the accent. Give him with Otter Fiegel.
Okay.
If I were in the room, I would have just liked how many times they called themselves friends, even if it was sarcastic.
Well, Gimlet says friend to rhyme with.
All right. That's the talk. We now know each other's name. Awesome. That's one small step.
Gimlet, give me a perception check.
Gimlet is barely awake. He's barely aware of his surroundings. That is a 2.
Okay, yeah, you don't see anything else out of the ordinary.
Yep.
And cutting back to Blackleaf, you had just now seen, and the crowd is still moving, and there's still more and more people coming from the main city, crossing over. But you're running neck and neck with this one guy, and you've just seen these
How
gold
many
eyes.
people does it appear they're running my direction?
Now it seems like there's about 60 in the main mob moving over the bridge, and the guards the one guard that you had spoken to is walking on the other side of the bridge. He's away. He is walking against the crowd, split away. The guards, the other 3 guards, have just turned and they're continuing ahead with the crowd.
Okay. I'm trying to think what I can do here that makes sense. I guess. Can I try to? I'll stop in my tracks, I suppose, and I'll try to say to the crowd. There's no need to fret, my friends. I think that the person that we're chasing, we're acting as a mob, my friend. We're acting hastily. I think that we should make sure that we're going after the right people. So I think we should stay here and talk amongst ourselves and make sure that we all are looking for the right people.
Wow. I love this version.
Performance check.
Come on,
17.
Look at that.
As the crowd is moving, some of them are going to slow down, and they're going to look in your direction. So as they're walking, they look, and some will begin to break away from the main group. But there are some of them that had also seen you, and they look at you and they look angry, and their eyes again just flash. Some of them just their eyes flash gold, and then they run even faster over to the other bridge. But the ones that break away and start moving towards you, they're like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean? They're criminals."
Well, who are criminals? The person who attacked the tree is the criminal. They're the one that has disgraced this icon of your culture and disrespected your ways. That the person who did that with this fireball isn't the person in the crowd. We saw them disappear into the night. Well, you're chasing someone who has nothing to do with this.
I seen that there was at least a few of those people that were up there burning the tree.
We gonna get you now.
Literal lawyering and dragoning here right now, folks. Take note.
Gotta do what's on the masthead, baby. Man, they weren't involved in burning that tree. They were just innocent bystanders, the same as you and me. That person, that black knight that disappeared in the night, he was the one that was burning that tree. And the other people that were standing by, they were just his unwilling pawns. They were framed by him. And I think that we shouldn't chase them down because they obviously had nothing to do with this. With the black knight who is the one who's absconded from your righteous justice.
I just like Blackleaf added a little bit of accent of his own as a reflection of who he's talking to.
It's part of the persuasion tactic.
Part of the persuasion tactic, you
Reflect the other
I can match tones. We can do that. Like a good lawyer, right? Try to match.
I mean, there's like campaign signs like behind him.
Dragon for mayor.
Blackleaf for mayor, endorsed by brainsbuys.com.
His brains drop it from the helium balloon.
brains. Oh my goodness.
Blackleaf, I need
business.
I need a performance check for that.
Yeah, you do.
13.
Some people in the crowd are still, they are still noticing you. They're still coming over your way, but it's very clear that there are brain super back. I wasn't ready for that. That's funny. But Blackleaf, you're going to see that there are still people that are running there, like. Very clearly, there's something going on with them where they don't even care about what you're saying. But there are some of the people in the crowd that are starting to listen to you, and you're going to notice that there is a man, who's now approaching kind of through the crowd, part of the crowd, but is the one also speaking back to you that says, "I saw them myself. They were with the Black Knight. They burnt down our tree. And now more people are looking back and forth. They're looking between the two of you now, and the crowd is just kind of like converging.
They weren't with them at all, my friend. They were merely his hapless bystanders, caught up in the crowd, same as you and me. They just happened to be the closest people to the tree. And the Black Knight made his manipulation clear to make it seem like they were part of his efforts, but they really weren't at all. It was part of his distraction tactic, part of his ruse to throw you off the scent and put you onto the path of people who had nothing to do with the burning of your tree. These people that just
Man,
happen to
I'm
be
starting
close
to
to
think
the
this
tree.
make me guilty.
Yeah.
We don't believe in guilt by association, my friend.
Is there a First Amendment in this world? Do we have the freedom of association?
Is there due process?
Their due process. I am incensed in this moment.
Blackleaf,
Yeah.
persuasion check.
All right.
Because you've already drawn enough attention. People are watching you, and they're trying to pick a side. It's a mob.
24.
Our first guest is gonna get massacred. 24. All right.
The crowd of people, the main crowd of people. So about 10, to be clear, 10 people have made it. They're racing over the bridge. They're running. You haven't stopped them. They're going. The rest of the crowd, now about 50 people, are all kind of grouped up and seeing that there is this confrontation between this older man and yourself. And it going back and forth. And now the crowd has all just like turned, and you have their complete undivided attention. The guards will continue moving. One of them will run to cross the bridge. The two of them will stop to watch to make sure they're looking through the crowd. They're just looking through the crowd. The man is going to step forward, cane in hand, stands at about 5'9". I don't think I saw you down there at all, but I definitely saw those people working with the Black Knight.
Oh, you're getting to Virginia pretty good.
Okay, just by way of my own edification, how much of the group is standing within, say, a 15-foot cone of my current position?
Oh no.
Very calculated.
There's a lot of people. They're all huddled up, so there's definitely folks within the 15-foot.
Oh no.
How many people are not within that space?
I'll say there's at least 8 people within the 15-foot cone, including that guy.
Murder?
No.
You got to keep your options open, man. You got to.
But to be fair, there is ways you can, and this is just out of game. You could pivot yourself. You could move into the crowd, and you don't have to have people in the crowd. You could always move.
Yeah. Would it be possible for me to position the crowd to be within a 15-foot cone of my current position?
Yeah, you can definitely move and have the
Want
crowd
more
within
people
the
in it.
15. Put more, yeah.
Put more.
And
of
you
them
know
in?
how you know that this guy's lying? Gimlet's never worked a day in his life. Working with the Black Knight. Come on.
Well, the persuasion thing seems to be going pretty well. So I think I will continue to try to persuade them, and I will also try to. I'll be like, come closer, friends, come closer so you can hear me better.
So much murder.
For the record, this is the guy at the crap
This
table,
Black
right?
Knight, this Black Knight has deceived you, my friend. This person with the gold cane simply saw this misadventured group that has been maligned and besieged
unfairly.
and
Oh man,
defamed.
this is going to do
by
great
the
things for
Black Knight.
reputation when he.
Yep. I am Brains, and I endorse this message.
One bad roll. He's one bad roll away
Are
from
you-
this going really bad.
Are you concerned about crime in our neighborhood? Blackleaf is against crime.
There's 2 people in the inn that might be doing it a lot.
He's also running for office.
Blackleaf, give me a persuasion check.
Yeah. God, one bad roll.
Oh, that's the wrong one. I need persuasion. Come
To be
on.
fair, we're also one good roll away from this going really badly.
True.
22.
22.
22. All right.
The crowd in mass is just going to turn and be like, they're going to start saying, are we sure about this? And they're going to start talking to themselves. Are we sure? But then they're going to like reach into their pockets and be like, I did lose my gold, Who took my gold? Hey, I think I did see there was that one guy with the horns, and he was fighting the Black Knight, right? He was fighting the Black Knight. Yeah, I think I did see something like that. Yeah, they were definitely fighting. I don't know if they were trying to save the tree. That's what they was doing. And so there's now commotion where they're going back and forth, and the gentleman who is conflicting with you from up in the front. Citizens.
David just hit Southern Chicago, Midwest, and then New York in
Yep.
4 different.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Within
A lot of-
seconds.
There's a lot of voices in my head, guys. I think there has to be to do something like this. Like, the guy is gonna look up, and he just stands like really tall, older kind of gentleman with his cane. And he's going to Blackleaf. He's gonna like look at you and then look at the crowd and be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, it is very clear that there is some trickstery event happening here today." And actually, Blackleaf, I need a perception check before we continue.
Okay, perception. 17.
17. Blackleaf, as you look down, because you're moving your hands, you're communicating with the crowd, it's really working. And as you look at your hand, you're going to notice that there is a black leaf tattooed on your hand, as voted for by the chat with an 81% to put a black leaf on your hand.
Chat,
Okay.
chat has spoken.
The chat has spoken. Blackleaf, you have a black leaf on your hand. And with that perception roll, you'll not only notice it, but you'll notice that it is black, but it starts to change color, and it starts to glow green.
Okay.
And you'll also notice from the corner of your eye that the man standing there in front of you has lifted up his cane just a little bit. And double taps his cane on the ground. And for a moment, you're no longer standing where you were. Blackleaf, you blink and you're in a completely different area, standing in a jungle with noise all around you, completely separate from the rest of the group.
Ooh.
Completely separate from the city. You have no idea where you are.
Excellent. Sound effects.
We're going to put a pin on that
Well,
and jump back over to the rest of the group. Nobody. You have sent the gnome away to go and bring you food. Time is going to pass.
Yeah.
And eventually the gnome is going to come back in and he's going to push the door in and he comes in and he's holding a tray of food, of sandwiches that goes up over his head.
Love it. I'm going to help him get that stuff to a table.
He's just trying to hold and balance and he's having a really hard time. Do you catch him?
Do I catch him? Oh, yeah, I try to help him. Yeah, absolutely.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
$13?
13. Yeah, you are going to be able to help him, and you get the tray, and you're going to get it to the counter, and yeah, you just see there's a variety of sandwiches sitting there.
I love it, Dallas. This is awesome. Are you going to eat with us?
No, I'm good. I just ate a little while ago. Hey,
and
Yeah.
also
So-
these are poisoned, so
well, no, he got a 24 on that persuasion, so it's like, they're cool. Valis is going to look around and just be like, there's a crowd of people running around outside.
No.
I think we need to close up shop. Like, it doesn't look very good. It looks bad. I may have to ask you and your friends to leave for safety reasons.
Oh, no. I don't think that'll be necessary. What bolstering steps do you take when these kinds of things happen around here? Is there anything that we can put on the door, the windows, anything else? I'd be happy to help.
He's going to like look over, and you're going to see that there's this big plank that they can use to board the door.
Fantastic. Do you want to help me put this up there, little guy?
And he's just like, he's going to look you up and down a couple of times, and he's
gonna be like, no.
he's going to roll an insight check. He's like, look, I'll be candid with you.
I love candidness.
I don't know who you or your friends are,
Sure.
and there was just a bit of a attack on the city, and
Yes.
y'all are all outsiders, and so I may, as I said, I kind of have to ask you to leave before we're gonna board up the door.
No, that's not going to be necessary. We already talked about this, all right? You know it, I know it. We are going to be a good thing here, and we're going to help defend you if something bad were to happen. But for right now, I think it's really imperative that we lock down the door.
Persuasion check.
Please roll a good one.
You got a +5. That's awesome.
Yeah.
11.
Good thing you have that +5.
He is just gonna be like, have you tried the sandwiches yet?
They're super poisoned.
You know what, friend? Why don't you try a sandwich first?
I'm not hungry.
I'm not asking.
Wait a minute. Where is this coming from?
Did nobody just go full gimlet?
Nobody. I need an intimidation check.
I was just gonna say, should there be an intimidation check for that? Oh
Nat
no!
1.
Oh no! Oh, the dice have spoken. He's gonna look up and just be like, I'm you see, I'm a vegetarian. I don't
Sure.
eat there's meat in those sandwiches. I can't eat it.
Okay, understood, little buddy. Why don't you go sit in the corner? I'd like to try to put the plank on the door.
Okay, and he's gonna start taking you taking you seriously. Though he's not entirely afraid of you. He's
Right.
just like, maybe I don't want the trouble of him and his friends, and the other ones threatened me, the other one slammed my door, and he's just gonna go and kind of sit away, but he's watching you diligently. Lima, I need Lima to give me a perception check.
All right. 17 total.
17. Lima, as you're meditating, you can hear the scuffling coming downstairs of nobody who just boarded up the door. You hear the reverberating on the walls, but then you're also going to hear very faint noise coming from outside. It sounds like voices, loud voices, yelling. Faintly, you hear it faintly, but what's happening is intermixed between that, you hear yelling that is very far away, coming from outside, but it's also being mixed with yelling that seems very close, almost right next to you. Of the same type. It is like a crowd. So for one moment, it sounds like it's far away, outside, a mile away. And then in a moment, it sounds like you're standing in front of that crowd. Going in and out.
Is this like a natural kind of perception, or do I need to do like some kind of a detecting magic kind of situation?
Yeah, you can roll. You can go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Okay. 18.
18. On an 18, Lima, you feel like there is something else going on here for yourself. There's definitely people outside, but at the same time, your vision itself begins to switch back and forth as well. So you're going from in the present moment, but then going back and forth between this other vision of yourself. You're seeing in first person, but as you look around, you're surrounded by a crowd of people. And as you look up, you see what looks like one of the trees, one of the massive trees in front of you, glowing beautifully.
Not on fire.
Okay.
Not on fire. And not the same tree that you were just standing in front of. It looks like a different tree, perhaps a different time, perhaps a different anything. But as you look down, these are not your hands. These are somebody else's hands.
Ooh.
And you see in the palm of that hand it's a feminine hand, but there's an amulet very much like your own in the palm of that hand.
Ooh.
And this just kind of flickers past your vision for just a moment, like in and out as you're hearing the crowd from outside. It's overwhelming, and this is all happening like in the moment, boom, 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 quickly, and then you're back, and your meditation has completed, and you hear a crowd outside, and you just had a bit of an experience like that.
Do I know where this other tree is?
You do not know where or when or what that vision was. Was it a dream? Was it a memory? Was it a vision? Is it the future? Is it the past? You don't know anything.
Based on the pendant, I understand that female hand to either be someone who is family or who has interacted with my family at some point. Because my pendant is an heirloom.
Or you just had some bad mushrooms.
Bad tea. the tea was overbrewed.
Was it tea ayahuasca flavored?
That is a break right there. I love that.
Okay, so this definitely is alarming to me because there's a possibility that there's a second tree somewhere. It could exist somewhere. So meaning that the people that wanted to have a wish granted at this particular tree could possibly have a second chance at it. Also, whoever it was that attacked that tree might also want to attack this other tree. So multiple reasons for me to be very intrigued about the location of this tree. So now,
David, outside the game, just for a second, your intro talked about 3 trees. Do we know that history of the world? I don't know our personal knowledge.
It depends on what your upbringing would entail. Okay. You would know that there are more. You might know that there are more trees, but this was the main tree that is talked about most. This is the one that is most discussed. You would all know that there is definitely this one. Okay. If you wanted to give me a history check, you could all give me a history check, and I could tell you if you know about the others.
Okay.
All right. That sounds like a good idea.
But it's not hidden that there are other trees.
I got a 7.
I'm an idiot.
You know nothing. Where do you see ghost blades?
Thanks, nobody. You know what, nobody? Little red dragon guy. Love you.
Dang it! It would have made sense for my character to know about it, seeing that she came from Topaz Bay, which is where everybody sort of collected to go to this one. But
Lima, even with that role, so you'll know of other trees. You just don't know where they are or what they do. You just, again, know that this one tree is the main tree.
Okay.
So you know that there's others, but you don't know where they are.
Yeah,
so then, just a question, how long have I been meditating at this point?
It hasn't been too long, but it's going to, when you come to, it'll feel like it's been about an hour in between.
So a short rest.
Does she regain any hit points by the meditation? No.
Well, it would be considered a short rest, so depending on your class or your race and class, you might get hit points back.
I think that mine does with a short rest. I think.
Yes,
based on what I'm seeing. Can I?
I think you do.
I think I can spend some hit dice if I've also had a short rest.
Yes. So for everybody collectively, this is going to feel like an hour. An hour will have passed at this point.
Okay.
I'd like to give Gimlet and Lumberloss the chance here. You guys also give me a perception check.
Yeah, that's a 2. That's not going anywhere.
That's an 11.
Lumberloss, you hear very, very, very faint sound coming from outside, coming from the distance, and it sounds like yelling and commotion.
Oh, and I can also arcane recovery my spell back or spell slot back.
Well, I'm gonna ask Gimlet if he heard that, or Otter if he heard that. She's probably gonna tell me no.
Otter goes,
It sounds like there's people outside. I'm starting to get concerned that there might be a mob approaching us.
I hope you said it like that.
That oil that you put up by the door might not save us. Do you want to kind of figure out if this is a problem that we need to figure out?
is this your first mob then?
No, this would be a continuation of my first mob. Thank you.
We've got the window. He points to where he's got the grappling hook set up.
Oh, okay. So
It's never good to get cornered into to one space.
Well,
And-
do we go over to the window and check it out? Yep. Let's look outside the window.
The windows are for
See
looking
anything.
through.
As you go and look out the window, you see a crowd of people running across the bridge towards
Well,
your
it's a problem.
direction.
This is a big problem.
Walking
Can we get out the
amongst.
window?
Actually, give me. Are you like studying the crowd at all?
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation check. Oh, I can't investigate very well. That's an 8.
Yeah, you just see a mob running in your general direction.
Yep. Yep. Well, any ideas? Any ideas, Otter?
Might be time to go.
Yeah.
Let's Gimlet pull out a hammer and a spike, and he'll drive the spike into the door, or into the floor in front of the door, just to pin that shut.
Okay.
I'm really thrilled about the camaraderie here. Cool.
You're still
No.
downstairs.
You just perceived me downstairs. No help at all. It's fine.
No, we left you down there while you were still talking to the gnome, and we knew that you weren't going to do anything. And Lima's doing just fine. I just saw her annihilate like 9 million things.
Blackleaf.
Gimlet kind of assumes you guys are going to know about the mob, but he's also about to make some noise. So
Oh my!
Blackleaf, as you find yourself, boom, in this dense jungle with just standing in the middle of brush. There's no path in front of you. What do you do?
Can I roll a nature check to figure out where I might be?
Sure.
All right, let's do that. 16.
Blackleaf, on a 16, as you're looking around, you're going to notice that there are lights glowing attached to all of the brush. Different colors, green, blue, it'll glow a little bit and then dim. And there's a very overwhelming sense of magic in the air. You feel like your magical abilities are more potent here than before. Incredibly potent.
Excellent.
You also feel like something is kind of drawing you off in the distance. There's something like seems interesting between the trees. There's a light coming from in between them. What do you do?
Oh, okay. So this doesn't mean anything to my character beyond what you just described.
Yeah, you don't know where you are. You just know this is magically dense jungle wherever this is.
Okay, and other than the sense of being drawn in a particular direction, there's nothing interesting about any particular direction in terms of the nature or...
Yeah, as you look
Foliage.
around, it is just foliage and trees and brush and bushes, and you hear the sound of what sounds like creatures. It's a very loud forest, but it's also very bright. It's not dark. It's very well lit. And yet you can't
Okay.
see the sky above you because of how dense the tree line is.
How is it possible for me to like scale a tree so that I can get above the tree line?
Absolutely. You could roll athletics to climb a tree.
Let's give that a shot. See how that goes. It did not go well. Natural 1.
Oh no! Blackleaf, as you start climbing up the tree, you don't have careful footing and you are going to fall.
Yeah.
You fall into a bush.
Okay. I suppose then I will, after dusting myself off, head generally into the direction of interest with skepticism. I will try to keep my senses alert because my character probably realizes that this could very well be a trap. So I'm going to head in that generalized direction with care.
everything's
As
a
you-
trap. Come on.
As you move ahead, Blackleaf, you're going to see that light in between the trees gets like kind of brighter and brighter and brighter. And as you start making your way down, eventually, and very quickly, there turns into a clearing. And you could see that there is a big kind of clearing in the center of all of these trees, and there's this big opening, and standing before you is one of the world trees that you had seen before.
Okay.
And it is on fire.
Okay. Is there... Okay. How on fire is it?
It is almost as fully burnt down as the tree you last saw.
Okay. Well, I don't have any mechanism to deal with that. So I suppose I guess I'll just stand here and watch the tree burn and see if anything happens.
And as you...
Sounds so much creepier than it.
Some men just want to watch a tree burn.
And as you watch that tree burn, give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Let's see if that goes any better. 11.
Blackleaf, as you're watching this tree burn, you're going to very faintly notice that your hand begins to glow green again, similar to how it was before.
I'm a green dragon, so green is not necessarily alarming to me.
Do you look at it?
It's not easy
Sure.
being green.
As you look at the tattoo that is on your hand, it glows green again, and then you blink, and you're no longer standing in that jungle. Instead, you find yourself standing in an inn lobby, and you watch as the person that you were just with a couple of minutes ago at this point is just barring the doors. Nobody.
This isn't the guy with the cane. This is someone different, right?
This is nobody. Nobody. You turn around and Blackleaf is standing in the same room as you.
Hello, friend. This has been a strange adventure indeed.
Friend, yes. Where did you come from?
I'm not sure. There was a large group of people that was trying to chase you, and I was talking to them and trying to prevent them from chasing you, and there was this guy with a cane who appeared to be lifting his cane. I think he cast some sort of magic. I found myself in a forest, and then I found myself in a clearing with a tree that was on fire, like the tree we saw earlier. I don't know what it all
Must
means.
be Colonel Sanders.
You transported to a forest and then back here
Yes.
with a
This whole
with a
adventure is
tree.
going to turn out to be ergotism.
Okay.
You are correct, sir.
Well, right now it appears that we have a mob coming to speak forcefully with us. At the inn, I'm barricading this door. Would you like to help me barricade? Also,
Sure.
don't eat the sandwiches.
Okay. Don't eat the sandwiches.
Well, until we get like
actually,
Lima or
I'm-
someone down here to
of course,
check
As a
them.
green dragon, my concern against the sandwiches is not the same as yours.
Okay. That's fair, friend. I don't know what is happening at all. But if you want to upturn a table and put it in front of the door or something, any little bit will help. Also, don't talk to the gnome.
Okay. Is there any way for me to see outside, or is there any sort of windows or anything, or is it just the door?
Wait, what was
Do
that?
you have a window?
I was
Yeah,
asking-
There is a window. Yeah, there is a window there. Do you peek
if
out the
I look
window?
Out the window? How large of a crowd does it seem like there is?
It seems like as you look out the window, you'll have line of sight back towards where you were standing before. And you're going to notice that the people that you were addressing seem to have congregated there, but even more people are running across the first bridge and crossing the second. And now there is a crowd of about 20 people that are corralling outside the outside the Lowtown buildings. And they're just like looking around, looking in windows, exploring. And Blackleaf, you'll also notice that gentleman that was addressing you before is walking very slowly behind the crowd, has just now crossed the bridge onto into the Lowtown with
How
you.
far away from me is he at this point?
I mean, he's at least 200 feet away because he's off in the distance.
I definitely want to get this guy. But it seems to be heading in this direction.
Oh yeah, he's walking in this direction, definitely.
Okay, so I'm going to say, I would like to try to attack this guy because I'm pissed now. So I would say, my friend, don't barricade the door just
Wait a
yet.
minute.
I think I can convince them to leave us alone.
You liar.
And perhaps I'll step outside and see if I can wait until the guy of mention is within a 15-foot cone of attack of mine.
Now, wait a minute. I have a plank on the door, right? I mean, is he
Yeah,
removing the
no, you were
plank?
trying to
What is
put it up.
happening here?
Yeah, so there is a plank barring you from going outside. Are you going to remove that to go out?
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be the house, right?
No, if the plank is already there, I'm not gonna. Well,
You're gonna attract attention.
if I do that, I already know what's gonna happen. So I probably shouldn't do that. Either way, I'm probably screwed.
I was gonna say we're gonna have to get a new.
Yeah, I
black
know
mage.
exactly. You're gonna barricade the door behind me, and that'll be my own. Yeah, I get it. I know that. I understand that. I guess I'll just keep the barricade there for now, and I'll just remain inside.
Help,
I'll just
help.
I'll just
Get some
ponder
tables up
options.
against the door.
I'll head upstairs and see if there are any windows upstairs.
As you go
that will
upstairs,
admit the crowd.
as you go upstairs, you'll see that there are 4 doors, 2 on each side, as there's this very small hallway. But there's no immediate windows.
Okay.
Just doors.
Are either of the doors open?
I will ask the crowd, though. I believe no. Actually, both the doors are all of the doors are closed. But for Lumberloss, Gimlet, and Lima, you will hear footsteps outside your door.
Well, it's a good thing there's a spike in the ground holding the door closed, thanks to Mr. Otter there.
Has the crowd found the found the inn yet?
I would say that again.
Has the mob found the inn yet?
If you're looking at the window, they're looking in windows. They're on the bottom level. They're spreading out around Lowtown,
Oh, he's totally
looking for
gonna light it
you.
on fire.
No, I'm not. I'm just waiting for an opportunity to use a distraction.
Which is probably
So-
a fire.
In the
It's not a
meantime,
fire.
I've been hurriedly repacking my bag, taking the things that I took out to kind of relax and meditate and have tea. All of that is back in the bag, and I'm intending to go back downstairs.
Okay. All right, so do you open the door at this point?
Yes.
As you open the door, you see Blackleaf standing there. Just got to the top of the stairs.
And I'll say, I think it's time to go.
Can they see the tattoos on each other's hands?
Probably not if their hands are down.
I think I failed.
It's very
to notice
small.
the tattoo at this point.
Yeah, Gimlet has not noticed the tattoo that he may or may not have on his hand.
Oh, that's right.
Nobody has also not seen a tattoo that may or may not be on
I have
his
not
hand.
been told about a tattoo. No.
Yeah, hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, and just one question. So with the short rest, do I need to roll something to see if I get points back?
Yeah,
hit
there's
points?
a hit dice there. That
There's
you
a
can.
short rest button, Alyte,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
it'll guide you through it.
Take short rest. Confirm.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody down in the bottom level. As you're looking out the window, you're going to see that people are beginning to corral outside of your inn, and the gnome is going to say, "They're not looking for you, are they?
Probably.
What did you guys do? You guys weren't involved in the burning of the tree, right?"
Well, involves a broad classification of behaviors, as we know. But no, we were trying to help the tree.
Does the gnome know what a Glomar response is?
Well, hang on. Yes, with a 19.
Excellent.
Oh.
The gnome is going to get up and go and look out the window. Oh no, there's guards in that crowd. I hope they're not coming here. You sure you got nothing to do with this?
I'm sure it doesn't matter whether I do. That's why we need to barricade the doors and windows. If you'd like to help, it would be great.
Yeah, Okay, I got a hammer and nails in the back. I'll go get it.
No.
He makes a beeline to go.
I grab
To
him.
the back.
I try to grab him.
Give me a strength check, or yeah, give me a strength check.
13.
You know what? Gimlet kind of likes this, or would like this gnome if he knew what he was up to. He's like, "Yeah, no, he's got some game.
What was that? A 13?
13.
Yeah, on a 13, you put your hand on his shoulder. He's like, no, look, there's a hammer and nails right outside there, the door.
Yeah. No. Well, let's walk together then. Let's. You could show me where it is. I'll keep my hand on your shoulder.
No, it's okay. You don't have to hold me there.
Yeah. That's cool though. I mean, we're friends, so I'm a little worried about this conversation. So yeah, let's just walk together.
Yeah, he's gonna very, very slowly move into what looks like a storage room, but there's a door on the other end.
There's a door on the other end going out.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Is that door secured, Valis? I noticed that there's another door out of the inn here, and we want to make sure that's secured as well.
Well, it's it goes outside. It's a back door that.
Oh, great. Yeah. Well, we should definitely secure that. Wouldn't you agree?
I
think you'd agree. Wouldn't you? You'd agree.
I don't think so. I think
I
we
think
can
you
leave
would.
it open, like a quick escape if there becomes a problem.
No.
Oh.
Can you show me where this hammer and nails is?
Sure. And he's gonna like move quickly to I'm sorry, very slowly over and open a drawer, and he's trembling again, terrified. And yeah, there's a hammer and nails in the drawer.
Oh, you got
Wonderful.
lucky, gnome.
Wonderful. I appreciate it, Valis. I knew you were trustworthy. Why don't you help me nail this door shut? This back door here. That would be fantastic. I'll hold the door shut for you, and you can hammer it closed.
Do you
That sounds
okay?
like a terrible idea.
Are you gonna release him so he can hold the door, or so that he can go and hammer the nails?
Physically here, I would like to put one hand on the door and keep one hand on his shoulder as he nails in the door as far away from my hand as I can possibly have it.
I need a strength check for that.
Sure, you can get a strength check.
Oh, please be good.
How about 20 nat?
Okay. Big man nobody is gonna hold that door shut, and he's gonna hold that little gnome to nail the door down.
Does he actually nail the door with the gnome?
I was going to say, like, does he just pick the gnome up and smash the nail into the door?
I just want this door shut, Valis, so that we can continue to be friends here.
He's saying it in that voice as he's using the gnome to hammer the door.
Here's the thing about friendship, Valis. It's forever.
That's creepy as hell.
Wow.
That's the T-shirt, folks.
Nobody wants to be your friend forever.
Upstairs, Lima, Gimlet, and Lumberloss and Blackleaf, you all hear banging coming from downstairs.
I will
So
go
I'm-
downstairs to investigate the banging.
Definitely. I'm already on my way there, so I'm just skipping down the stairs.
Yeah, and Blackleaf, you go down as well.
Yeah.
You guys will hear banging coming from the back room, and it sounds like a hammer hitting the wall.
What is
And-
happening?
As you look in, you'll see nobody is standing there holding the gnome down and holding the door shut, and he's hitting the nails into the door.
Hey, guys, thanks for all the help. Had to take care of this myself.
And give a little cast a message
Clearly
down towards
something has-
nobody.
Oh, sorry.
Just to
Go ahead.
say- Oh, give a little cast a message down towards nobody going, heard a lot of noise down there. You all right?
We're fine. Can one of you use your noses or otherwise to check those sandwiches?
Oh.
I can detect magic. That's about what I can do,
Nope.
Okay.
but not poison.
I'm resistant to poison. If
You
I
will just
eat poison,
send a
can I
message.
detect the poison?
Yeah, you would know if it's poisoned. If
Okay,
you, yeah.
I will eat a sandwich.
Okay, Blackleaf picks up and eats a sandwich, and it is not poisoned as voted for by the chat. The chat has voted with 55%.
That's the option.
Whoa!
Chat has
In the game, have you not
spoken.
watched the intro?
I didn't know that they got to choose if we were getting
The
poisoned or
sandwiches
not.
seem fine, guys.
Oh, good. All right, eat up.
He sends a message down saying, "Don't eat any. If you don't know if it's not poisoned, you don't eat it."
Well, this green dragon that says he teleported to different places and then into this room says they're fine. So it's been a day. I guess they're fine.
Is it a mushroom sandwich?
You'll have to ask Black.
To be clear, Lumberloss and Gimlet are still up in their room, right?
Yeah.
This
and I
is
have
fine.
no idea what's
Gimlet's-
happening.
Gimlet's
because
using
Gimlet's
message to
telecommunicating.
talk back and forth.
Lumberloss, you just hear a lot of commotion outside now and a bunch of banging coming from downstairs. What do you do?
I'm pointing at the spike that Gimlet drove into the ground in front of the door and said, "What's your plan?"
Can I? I'll ask them. Because they just came from upstairs from their rooms. Is there windows out of your guys' rooms?
Isn't that where the grappling hook is set up?
There's a
Yeah,
grappling
well,
hook, but
Because they would know. So there is windows. So is it? I will go upstairs and try to find a window that seems to be facing the crowd.
Well, Lima's room is going to be, the door will be left open. So as you look in, you'll see that there's a window facing the crowd.
Okay. Does the window? Well, I guess it doesn't matter either way because I could break the glass.
are the
How
people within
is
15
there
feet?
is my target? If I were to break the glass, would my target be within a 15-foot cone of my breath weapon?
Blackleaf, give me an investigation check.
Okay. Let's see.
Black is
He started out with
cones.
Let's all talk about this, folks. And now is
He
like,
was so
I just need-
happy, and
I
he's
just
just
need
like,
to come
14.
closer to the
14.
murder rate.
Blackleaf, you run upstairs. You look out the window. As you look down, you see that the crowd has stopped looking in all of the other buildings, and they're all beginning to surround the building that you are in. Standing in the center of this crowd is that older gentleman, and you'll also see that there are not only guards surrounding the building that you are in, but there are more guards coming from the back.
My God, do I need a weapon?
And oh,
You
right,
haven't
you're,
known.
My
Okay.
friend is
Only
Leroy.
only Blackleaf can see this, but you see that there is the man standing there with his cane, like in the middle of the crowd, just looking onwards.
well, we're
Okay.
clever,
If the
I
window
can't
opens,
get
I'll
over
open it.
the
If not, I'll break it open, and then I will use my breath weapon against the crowd, centered on the man.
They're just people.
They're about to die from a poison attack.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, here we go.
Problems on problems on problems.
Oh, let's go.
Puff the magic
15
dragon.
foot
magic
cone, baby.
wore off.
Are you using your breath your breath weapon attack?
Yeah.
Oh,
15-foot cone. I can
Okay.
hit the entire crowd. It's great.
We're gonna
You're gonna
roll.
hit the crowd with
I need
fire.
no
No,
Poison.
I'm a green dragon. It's a
What does Green Dragon do?
poison,
Poison.
spray. It's like an acid.
Okay.
and you know,
Uh,
poison isn't an aggravating factor on sentencing.
Give me Blackleaf. Give me a damage roll for that poison.
All right, let's see. Hack. Breath weapon. I need to clear the dice so that I can click the little box. Go away. And it is 8.
Okay. Stand by.
We're gonna go away for this for a long time.
Oh no, I suspect that they just executed this.
About 5 people just collapse. And a number of other people go, as they're shuddering in pain. And you see that standing there, the man with the cane just holds his hands up and covers himself. And you'll see, it is them. They're the ones that we need to arrest! And the crowd just descends on top of you. The guards, you all hear from downstairs, bang, 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 as the guards start banging on the door. Come out now!
I would like a word with the gnome.
The gnome is like
Alice or
sweating
Gimlet?
profusely
No.
right now.
Okay.
And
Do you have
Gimlet-
another exit from this place?
This is it. This is it that we're.
There's nothing possibly underground or secret or that wouldn't be possibly manned or surrounded at this point.
No, this is the only door out.
Funny story, Lima, about this door we just nailed shut. It's apparently the
and
All right.
Gimlet's
Do we
gonna
need to
throw a
open this
minor
door very
illusion.
quickly? Do we?
Yeah,
how
Gimlet's-
quickly do we
Gimlet's
need to
got the-
open this and
got the
leave?
grappling
Because
hook.
there's no way we're staying here right now.
Lumberloss and Gimlet, what are you guys doing upstairs? You just heard bang, bang, bang. Come out now.
Gimlet's gonna throw a minor illusion at the tavern because,
the whole tavern.
Okay.
well, just to emanate from the tavern, and it goes a little something like this.
That's a minor illusion.
What is that intended to be the sound of? A screaming woman?
It's something to get them to go check out the tavern.
Okay, the
rather
other
than
building.
the end.
All right. Okay.
Blackleaf, from up, from where you're looking down, and you hear that scream coming from the tavern. You just see most of the crowd just turn, like violently turn and look at the tavern.
Okay. The guy with the cane is still alive?
The guy with the cane is still alive.
That sucks.
Look, they're attacking the tavern. We must capture them now.
Can I use my sling to try to attack the guy with the cane?
You absolutely can.
Great. Let's do that. It is. Let's see. I roll 16 with 2 damage.
Okay. 16. You throw. You use your sling and you hit him, and boom! He just takes a hit. Oh! And he collapses to the ground and starts yelling.
Excellent.
Oh! They're using projectiles! Quick! Guards! You must break down the doors! We're under attack!
So he's on the ground. So that means
He-
he's prone now for future attacks. Fantastic.
And you are at a you have the high ground of sorts. You have the high ground here. Everybody, you begin to hear and feel as the walls begin to shake as they are bashing against the front door, trying to break it open. Lumberloss, what are you doing? You hear all of this going on.
There's no one I can kill.
I mean, there's
Well-
a lot of people you can, but
As demonstrated by our friend Blackleaf, the happy murderer.
It's self-defense. If anyone tried to attack and beat down the door,
Gimlet. Do I? I can see the grappling hook.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to. Oh, it's gonna go terribly.
Poor Ghostblade is trapped in a hotel room.
I'm trapped in a hotel room because there's a spike that's got the door shut. Yeah, I'm gonna sneak down the grappling hook.
Okay, give me a dexterity check.
Is there crowd out back that way?
Are you? Is Lumberloss going to look first, or are
Yeah,
you
I'm
just
gonna
going to
look
start?
before I'm gonna look. Before
Yeah,
I sneak out.
as you look out, you'll see that there are people that are starting to come around the back of the building.
That's not starting to come, but they're not there yet.
There's like one or two, and they're moving in, and they're beginning to they're starting to look through the windows and stuff. So there are it's not a clean escape.
It's not a clean escape, and there's a lot of people out there, and I'm alone. I'm gonna go pull the spike up from out of the door and go downstairs and try to increase numbers.
Okay, Gimlet, you watch as Ghostblade pulls the spike out and goes downstairs.
Gimlet's going to try to use the claw of his hammer to lift up a floorboard.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Oh That's not going to be. That's not going anywhere. That's a
How is
zero.
it a 0?
Wait, is that even I didn't know there was a thing.
It's a 1 with a
Yeah.
-1.
You might have. Yeah.
Well, I have
You-
advantage because I'm using a tool for this.
Well, with advantage, then roll again.
There we
Can
go.
you do
That's
better
an
than
18.
0?
An 18. You know, Gimlet, for a second there, you don't have proper handling on this. As you like look up and Ghostblade goes downstairs and he just kind of steps over the oil. You're like,
Sure.
rats, and you're not fully paying attention. Then you are, and you pop the floorboard right open.
So that big giant or that big bag of gold, Gimlet's going to pour that in under the floorboard and then nail it back down.
You successfully put all of the gold into the floorboard and nail it shut.
All right. Now let's go now let's go join everybody else.
All of you have regrouped except Blackleaf is still upstairs.
Now that I'm in
And-
the evidence.
Boom, boom, boom. You hear this banging on the door. Nobody. Valis is like, I think you guys should just turn yourselves in. That would be much easier.
Oh, yes. If we turn ourselves in, we're turning you in with us, Valis. So you're part of the group now.
What do you mean?
I mean that you're part of the group now. So you should be thinking about how all of us can get out of this and not just you.
You should be concerned with how long Valis is going to be part of the group if he keeps talking.
You mean the person who's an accessory to our crimes? Yes, that guy.
I'd hate to have to hand you over to Ghostblade. As far as I understand it, his name is not just hyperbole.
I don't want any trouble. I should never have let you guys in.
It's too late for that now, isn't it, Valis? Is there any other information you could have for us to get out of this situation?
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Do you happen to have any, I don't know, vehicles, horses, anything that could help us to leave?
Do you have a
That needs
plane?
Could be a boat. I don't know.
Get to the car.
No, I walk here. It's a very small town. We don't really have money for transportation like that.
I'm sorry, didn't we just see Brains with a freaking Goodyear blimp?
I don't think we can
This
get to
cabin
the
is
plane.
known by brains.
Don't
What's funny about
600 feet up.
Ghostblade is that his brain is a lot about murder, but a big portion of it is dedicated to just thinking about brains. What he's doing, what he's up to, what vehicles he might have.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to jump in and use some more thaumaturgy here against this crowd. Maybe slow them down or distract them in some way. So I'm going to cause some tremors in the ground.
Blackleaf needs to conjure a power adapter for his laptop. I'll be right back.
Oh, well, it's pretty funny. Anyway, yeah, go ahead and roll performance, Lima, on that thaumaturgy.
Okay. 12.
12. Yeah, the ground beneath is going to rumble and shake. And he's going to be like, what are you doing?
I am providing us a way out, or at least doing my best to get us out of here.
And
because it's clear that we can't stay here any longer. And there's a lot going on outside of this crowd that we also might need to address at some point as soon as we are away from this crowd.
Gimlet, give me... Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You first.
I was going to say, Gimlet looks at this and says, well, none of this is going to work, so I think maybe I was doing better with the window. And he's going to go back upstairs.
Well, there is a window downstairs. Do you start at that one first?
Well, is there a back window? Like, there was that sort of back area
There would just be like a little cutout on this door of a window that you could peek out of, but it was also taller than you. The easiest way would be to use the front window.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out the back.
Okay, so if you peek out there, you're going to see that there's like 4 or 5 people moving around looking in the building, but they haven't made it to your window yet.
Are there curtains?
Yes, on the door.
All
Are
right,
they
let's
fancy?
They're common.
pull the curtains for now so they can't actually look.
Okay. And outside, all of you roll me a perception check. Blackleaf will have this naturally because he's literally staring at all of this.
Ugh.
18.
13.
13.
16.
Mine's only a 10.
Okay. So Lumberloss, Gimlet, nobody, and Blackleaf will see and also hear as the front door breaks open, bursts open. And standing there are a bunch of guards who are stepping forward, and you'll see that one of them is holding, they are holding like a battering ram, and they have used it to burst open the door. And you'll hear calling from outside, "Take them down! Arrest them! Bring them in!"
Are they still holding the battering ram?
They're still holding the battering ram.
Yeah, I'm going to try and kill one of them.
I'd like to
Hey,
Always the first conclusion. All right.
As
What
the
else
guards,
do you do? They literally are guards. They have been bashing on this. I've been eager to.
and with that, you are going to, Ghostblade is going to move forward. I'm assuming weapons drawn now to go and slash on one of the guards.
They're
With
guards.
daggers so that I can use to slices.
Okay, as you go to slice, another person is going to step in behind the guards and wave their hand, and you freeze in place. Blackleaf, as you look down, you just overheard, and you just saw a battering ram, boom, blew open the door. You're still upstairs. The rest of the group is downstairs. Give me an Arcana check.
All right.
Gimlet would at this point be running for the stairs.
As Gimlet, as you cross, Gimlet, you freeze in
rolled a
place as
12.
well.
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Blackleaf, as you look down, you'll see your hand is once again glowing green.
Oh, God.
Stupid gremlin back.
The person that is the man with the cane looks up from the ground, looks at you, and you see their eyes glow gold for a second, and then you disappear once again and find yourself standing in the jungle.
Just black.
No.
Just Blackleaf.
That
Yeah,
sucks.
this would be a
He had
great
the
time to go to the jungle.
15-foot cone.
Lima, you hear and see, like, just from your vision, you turn and you see that Ghostblade is frozen in place with a magical aura around him. What do you do?
So how far am I from the actually, you know what? No, let me detect magic because I have to understand like where this is coming from.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else that I need to do for that?
So with detect magic, yes. As you cast detect magic, you're going to know that the guards have entered, and a very, very high level mage, very strong mage, is basically freezing you all in place because they're arresting you.
Okay. But I can't be charmed.
No, you can't be charmed. It's not a charm.
Is that different?
It's a magical
Okay.
restriction. Yeah.
Aha. Okay. So can I do another action on this round or no?
Because we're not in initiative, but we didn't roll exactly for initiative, but we're going to jump to nobody real quick. Nobody. Okay. You just watched as Ghostblade goes to swing and freezes in place with a blue aura around him. What do? You're still holding the gnome, by the way.
Do
who
I
is
recognize-
squirming like crazy.
Do I recognize that he's been magically halted?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll use my thaumaturgy to make my voice boom at 3 times normal volume for 1 minute. And I will hold Valis up in front of me. And I will say, "Halt! There is no arrest here without including all of us. We will surrender, but you must include Valis because he is responsible for everything that has occurred today. Do you understand?"
Why don't we just blame Palace?
Really, he's the ringleader of all of this.
We were acting on instructions from this little gnome.
Use magic on us to try to convince us.
I didn't do nothing. As you're holding him up, he like crosses his arms and he looks like he's got a bad attitude. I didn't do anything. They broke in here. They held me captive in my own establishment.
You will see everything he says is lies.
He even brought us sandwiches.
Oh, and by the way, we have
True.
sandwiches if you'd like some.
from behind the guards, you're just gonna see whoom, as the mage just casts a spell on you. You freeze in place, and you're holding Valis, and Valis is also frozen in place, can't move. And one of the guards is gonna say, "Silence. We will get to the bottom of this." And that leaves Lima as the last person who has not been frozen yet. What do you do?
Well, clearly I'm in a situation that can no longer be escaped because everyone else is frozen around me. So I guess my solution is to speak with the mage to address them as to what seems to be the problem, sir?
Are you really? I don't even know how I got here.
Wow.
I got him. So, why are you here?
I know it's Saturday, but it's still it's still a cop.
I love it.
Lima pops her head out and says that, and immediately gets frozen in place. And that, my friends, is where we are going to end today's episode of Lawyers and Dragons.
Another successful session, everybody.
So, to recap, Blackleaf has been sent to a jungle that we know very little about. We will explore that again soon, with any luck, we hope.
We'll have to see.
And the rest of the party has been arrested, which means that
No
next session, that means we have to have a court hearing.
Lawyers.
No.
And
Lawyers
so we
in the
will
show?
actually have Lawyers and Dragons in Lawyers and Dragons.
Nice.
So
Can
very
we
excited
have
about that.
And Foghorn Leghorn, though?
Oh, I'm sure he'll be back.
Oh my goodness, we're all arrested. Well, first of all, everybody, I want to say thank you for participating in the polls. If you're in chat, thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the memberships. We see it all. I can only bounce in between these things so well. We're spitting plates, but I really, really appreciate it. Kurt from Uncivil Law, we will add to the description.
Woohoo!
Kurt, thank you so much for joining us on Lawyers and Dragons as a special
That was
guest.
awesome.
You were fantastic today.
Great.
Thank you.
Hopefully we get to figure out where you are and what's going on with you at some point. But I just wanted to say thank you. It's time out of your day, and you were awesome. So I really, really
That's a
appreciate
lot of
it.
fun. A lot
Yes.
of fun.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what context we might be able to get you back in here for. Everybody else, you can check out the description for how to see Legal Bytes, who's doing a lot of fun stuff on her channel. Rob, I don't know. He does stuff, I guess. I don't know. Rob, right? Yeah. You can check out his channel, Law and Lumber, and of course, Ian, Runkle of the Bailey, and a new channel. Ian, what's the name of your new channel?
Roll of Law, and I will probably pop over there after this, and I'll toss out something on Twitter. But I'm just thinking, I haven't talked about the new 1D&D announcement, so I'll probably do a live stream just to talk about that and go through that announcement
Today?
But yeah, might as well
Awesome.
do it right away once we wrap up here. In 20 minutes or something, once I get that set up. But
Sure.
I can drop a link to the channel here just so that people can find it.
Yeah, please do. And I'll add it. I'll add the second channel to the description. Fantastic. So if you're interested in hearing about the new Dungeons and Dragons announcements, I am positive that Ian has some fairly passionate thoughts about them. So check out his live stream. And I do know that other folks have asked for comments like after these shows get done to do like a post-mortem kind of
I
thing.
lost computer there.
Oh,
No problem. I'm still here. How you doing?
whoa, he can teleport.
My
He went from that box to that box. Crazy. Crazy. We'll get the Ring of Death out of there. But yeah, so do check out Ian's channel. I know folks have asked for like a post-mortem analysis of what we're thinking. I'm thinking that either at the halfway point or after the whole campaign, I will certainly do that. Maybe we can have David on doing that. Maybe other people who are involved in the campaign special, just to chat about what we were thinking, what we liked, favorite moments, least favorite moments, all of the deep background we're going to get on Lima, because you have no idea how much she wrote. It's amazing. And all the rest. So I think we're going to do that at special sessions rather than just keep everybody after the given playthroughs. But it is on my list, and we'll cover that, as is stuff like Store and things that say Lawyers and Dragons. So I just want to say I appreciate everybody's support and everybody's requests. We're working on everything behind the scenes. And please do go check out Ian's channel. and a one D&D discussion later today, apparently. As for everybody else, you can find them on their channels, and I want to thank everybody for being on Lawyers and Dragons, and we will see you, with a little luck, next Saturday, where we are a little bit under arrest. So I'll see you then, everybody.
Just a little bit.
Talk to you soon.